See when it was 40-20 in favor of George Washington, but a different result today. Different teams, though, John.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can definitely tell that both these teams have really equipped their rosters with what they want. Coach Lamont Paris definitely has made a complete 180 from last year and showing his ability to compete with the best of them. This game has got the making of something legendary. I'm terrified. I did not wear my Fitbit watch. I wore my Pretty watch, and so I wish that I would have worn that because I feel that this game, especially going into the second half, is going to go down to the wire.
And it should, right? Because they're two teams that really mirror each other. Second year in the rebuilds for Coach Paris and Coach Caputo. It's the year that they're able to get their players in, get their fingerprints on their system.
Yeah, you're seeing their culture really take over.
We're going to take a look at some faces of the game. And everyone's having fun tonight here in Columbia, and why not? It's a great game between South Carolina and George Washington. You were serious to start, John, but this crowd inside CLA, they're having fun.
Oh, yeah. When you see threes made, that is what you're going to see. Both teams are having a good time. Look at this distinguished gentleman. Look at him.
That's what I was talking about. John with the serious face, but everyone else having fun here in Columbia, but my partner. I'm just kidding. You're having a great time. We're all having a great time. South Carolina having a great time offensively. 16 for 31 from the field, 8 for 16 from behind the arc.
Yeah, and you got to think, too, GW's having a good time because this is their first time in a hostile environment. The fans are crazy. They're great. And so them responding in the way that they have to only be down 10 was the way South Carolina came out in that first half is something to think about going into the second.
George Washington, they knew that South Carolina was going to come in fired up to play, and they weren't going to overlook them because of what happened last year. But what Caputo told us, hey, pressure's a privilege. It's what college basketball's all about. Playing in great environments like here inside Columbia is what you dream about when you start playing college basketball. So they're excited to be here. It was a tremendous first half. South Carolina leads George Washington 42-32. It's halftime from Columbia. Point lead for the Gamecocks. Talon Cooper had 8 points in the first half. Under 10, Clark falls down, stays with it. Tries to feed Studi. It's off of GW.
Clark, seeing the loss of footing, was able to keep it alive, but putting South Carolina in a tough situation to try to score with 5. We talked about it before. You got to go to B.J. Mack when this happens.
Followaway is off the mark in the rebound for Johnson. Clark went down, so he's locking Bola, and there's Buchanan on the other end.
This is GW doing what they do best. Top tempo teams, top 5 in the nation in tempo. Running the floor, getting an easy dunk.
16 points for Darren Buchanan Jr. Mack, top of the arc. Rebound for Maximus Edwards. Bishop only had 2 points in the first half. Foul's going to be called on South Carolina. We're going to take another look at the dunk from fired up Buchanan.
Oh, yeah. He was able to really get quick in the open floor and create an easy dunk for himself. I mean, that's what you want to do if you're GW. Do what you do best. What is your DNA? Your DNA is to get out in the open floor and run.
Richie Johnson picks up his first foul. Buchanan is 8 of GW's last 10 points. Buchanan kicks it. Johnson. Shot not close. Clark with the rebound for the Gamecocks. Mack from the wing. Connects. 10 points for B.J. Mack.
Yeah, and you can see there, Akingbola did not want to come out there, wanted to protect the paint because that is what he is known to do. He is the guy that makes sure that he can protect either by blocking the shot or altering it. He decided not to go out there and let B.J. Mack prove it to him.
B.J. Mack now with double-digit points in 6 of his last 7 games. In and out for Bishop. Edwards and Johnson both on the floor for their respective teams. A foul's going to be called on Edwards. Picks up his first. Take another look.
Yeah, you can see Edwards was down, kind of friendly, like just pretty much in the wrong place at the wrong time. He was on the ground, and Meechie Johnson on his landing landed on Edwards there.
Edwards was the A-10 Rookie of the Year last season. Preseason second team All-Conference selection this year. Mack, he's feeling it. Shot no good. Rebound tracked down by Meechie Johnson. Akingbola. Skied. Buchanan the lob and the finish to Edwards.
And that is what Akingbola does. We talked about it before. He wants to be in that paint area. He's going to make sure that he is there for the secondary. If it looks like it's daylight, he can blot out the sun quickly.
Bodies flying here inside CLA. Let's take another look. Akingbola.
You see it
fire there.
Bishop. Yeah, but Akingbola definitely had a ton of space between them, and that led to the easy fast break again, which is what George Washington likes to do.
GW's within 7. 5 seconds from Mack. Open in the corner. That's Cooper. Clark with the offensive rebound for South Carolina. Now Studi. Shot is short. BJ Mack fighting inside.
That all started with Clark showing his ability to fight for the second chance, third chance. His motor is unparalleled.
Clark, a super high energy guy for South Carolina. Providing second chances. The lead is 9. The crowd is loud here inside CLA. Bishop a deep 3. Off the mark. Akingbola unable to track that down.
You see there, Stephen Clark keeping it alive. BJ Mack, multiple pump fakes to get himself an opening to score the layup over Akingbola.
Seven second chance points for the Gamecocks, just 1 for GW. Right for 3. Short. Gets his own rebound from the baseline. Short again. Rebound for Akingbola. Here's Bishop. Bishop had 24 against South Carolina last year. He's got 5 tonight.
And that's too much time, too much space for Bishop, who can make that shot in his sleep. The reason why he has struggled a little bit in this game is because there has always been somebody close.
Bozeman's for dunk with the follow-up.
Bozeman's for dunk, taking the initiative there. Normally he would pass that ball out, but really trying to put pressure on Akingbola and make him play honest the post play.
It's his first bucket of the night. And a whistle that's going to go against South Carolina. Brings out the boos here inside CLA. The foul is called on Studi. Brings us to a break here inside Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina leads GW 49-41. Bishop is an elite scorer, held to only 2 points by the suffocating South Carolina defense in the first half, but he hit a 3. He's got 5. This is a guy who averages 20.9 per game, over 1,600 in his career. Could get to 2,000 points scored by the end of this season, John. He's someone that Coach Computer would love to see heat up here in the second half.
Yeah, Dave, I mean, you can definitely tell that there was a conversation at halftime about implementing Bishop into the offense more and going out and getting his. In that first half, he was doing more of a facilitating role because the energy needed to be for Buchanan to establish himself in the paint so that they could open up more things on the perimeter.
Bishop enters this one with 3 straight games scoring over 20 points at 28 last game against Delaware. Season high is 32. That was against William and Mary back on November 11th. This is Edwards. 4 points for Maximus Edwards.
Yeah, Maximus Edwards using his size and strength to get the advantage once he got downhill. The defensive pressure for GW has absolutely picked up.
Under 10 for Wright. Wright, tough shot. He's going to draw a foul.
Talks about Jacoby Wright and what he brings to the table. That stoic, steady player, never sped up, never under pressure, or so it seems.
He heads to the line. Jacoby Wright's a 92% free throw shooter this season. Nails the first. Wright's an efficient shooter, John, from all over the floor. He just doesn't shoot it much. He's a 50% field goal shooter this season. He's 5 for 9 from behind the arc coming into tonight. As I just mentioned, over 90% from the line.
Yeah, well, he's accepted his role as whatever you need, coach type of guy, man. Like where he can put the ball in the basket if needed. He can defend the best player if needed. He can rebound if needed. He's just the guy that provides good minutes for you when he gets out there on the floor, and also the guy that you want in at the end of the game to close and win.
Switches on to Buchanan. Buchanan backing down right. Bishop on the drive. The floater, no good. The rebound for Talon Cooper. Davis for 3. Off the mark. Kimbolo with the rebound for GW. Cooper all over Bishop. Tough shot from Bishop. It won't go.
Bishop is accustomed to making those shots. I know it looked like a tough one, but he makes those look easy.
Right. Floater, too strong. Up ahead, this is Hutchinson. He finds Buchanan.
Talked about GW. It's a track meet. Once they can seize an opportunity. They haven't had many because South Carolina's offense has been so fluid. But any type of mishap or bad play, they're going to make you pay for it.
Lead is 6 for South Carolina. Under 10 for Michi. A deep 3. Bozeman Verdonk fighting for the rebound that ends up in the hands of James Bishop.
And that all started with Bozeman Verdonk, one of the top offensive rebounders right now in the SEC. Just showing his ability to continue to fight. He never gives up. And that is one of the reasons why Lamont Paris has to have him on the floor.
He's a transfer from Illinois. And on 2 NCAA tournament teams with the Illini. He's now on the bench. Amici Johnson, and one!
Right there. Amici Johnson, recognizing he had a slight advantage on Hutchinson, was able to back cut him and really get himself a good angle to score the layup. And by that point, the contact hit him. It was too late, and he was able to finish.
Foul's called on Bishop. He picks up his first, sends Michi to the line. On the bounce, he finishes the 3-point play. 9-point lead for the Gamecocks. Ugasuk checks back in for South Carolina. Johnson will take a seat. James Bishop with 19 20-point games last season, 4 30-point games. And a steal for South Carolina.
And that was all from Zach Davis, always having those active hands and being in the right place at the right time.
Obviously, he didn't score last game, but he led the team in plus-minus, showing off his importance for Coach Paris. Bishop's going to pick up the second foul.
Ugusup, who's not the strongest kid on the floor, understands that in order for him to get those types of openings and easy layups, he has to utilize every bit of the screen.
Autry close quickly on Studi. Mack trying to back down Buchanan. Mack just too strong.
Too strong, too much size, too much weight. Buchanan's a strong cat, but at the end of the day, BJ Mack probably outweighs him by 20 pounds.
Ten seconds for Bishop. He makes his move. Shot won't go. Second chance from Edwards was no good.
Let's give Talon Cooper his flowers. He has done a really good job in the ISO one-on-ones against Bishop, who has really struggled to get to his spots.
Coach Harris has challenged him to be an elite defender this season because he certainly can be that person. There's Mack from the top of the arc.
That's terrifying, man. When you've got BJ Mack showing his ability to finish in the paint, tough twos in the paint, but also show his ability to spread the floor from three, it is dangerous basketball.
8-0 run for the Gamecocks, who have their largest lead of the game, 59-45. Mack too strong inside. And he finishes it off with a three ball from behind the arc. 11 left to go, and South Carolina leads George Washington 59-45. BJ Mack coming alive after the break. Johnny's got 17 points.
And it's difficult for you to stay in front of this guy. I mean, because of what he can do and do it well. In the post area, like I think Buchanan did a fantastic job of playing him one-on-one in the post. And he made Buchanan pay by finishing with contact. From there, Buchanan wants to protect the paint. He comes in on a fast break. Nobody's out there, and he shows his ability to knock down the three as well. It makes him such a dangerous player because he can go inside and out.
Coach Caputo called him the engine that everything runs through for South Carolina, and the ability to pick and pop, make threes, also make plays with the ball. At a closeout is rare for somebody his size. Of course, he's a load near the basket. Here he is defensively against Akingbola, forces the miss.
You couldn't have picked a better place than to come to South Carolina, where you're going to be utilized to your full potential.
Davis from the corner.
You can see GW was trying to listen to the scout report, play off of Zach Davis to protect the post area from BJ Mack. And if you are getting that much space from him, you have to make the defense pay by showing them that you can make that three. So now that brings that defender a little bit further out on the perimeter, and now BJ Mack gets more opportunities for isolations in the paint.
Studi recovers the ball for South Carolina. Cooper up ahead, finds Davis. An open look for Ugusup. Davis, the follow-up. He is hammered by Akingbola. South Carolina looking to build on a 17-point lead. Zach Davis connects from the corner. Timeout on the floor from Columbia. Straightaway three. Look at that point total. 17 points, 6 of 11 shooting. He can shoot from distance, but he's so efficient as well.
Right, and that is what Lamont Paris looks for in his post positions. someone who is dynamic, that can spread the floor and show their ability to knock down the three, but also that can establish themselves in the post, put pressure on, cause for help to go in, and then open up the rest of the floor for the rest of the teammates to get themselves going. We talked about Meechie Johnson getting the looks that he was not accustomed to last year because of so much pressure that is being put on in the post, so much energy and eyes being put there. He is getting these wide open looks. Talon Cooper getting wide open looks. Zach Davis getting wide open looks. Ugasa getting wide open looks. You're seeing a ton of players on this South Carolina roster make the game look easy because everybody has to play everybody honest.
Davis misses both. Smith came up with the rebound for GW. Revs find themselves trailing by 17. Edwards, no space inside. Studi and Mack, their defensive lead for South Carolina. Davis on the drive. Contact, no call. An open look for Mack.
Another one. DJ Khaled is yelling another one right now, Dave.
That's 20 points now for BJ Mack. 4 for 8 from behind the arc. Bishop a deep three. Oh, he responds for George Washington.
And there was nothing Talon Cooper could do there. Did a really good job of stunning the roll man and then getting back there to his man in time. But Bishop isn't the A-10 scoring champion for a reason there. He does this.
He blasted Carolina with 5 threes last season. There's Cooper.
That's what makes Talon Cooper such a deadly player. He has the clutch gene in him. And there's a ton of players on this Gamecock squad that have it as well.
13 threes tonight for the Gamecocks. Oh, it's Bishop again.
Oh yeah, James Bishop can fill it up in a hurry. Just showing the reason why he's different.
He's in double digits now with 11 points for GW. A whistle and a foul. It's going to go against Maximus Edwards.
See right here, James Bishop implementing himself in the offense more and more as this second half progresses. And you see here, Talon Cooper, he can shoot the three. There has to be more energy and eyes on him as well. Right now, it's so much focus on BJ Mack that players on the Gamecock perimeter are getting themselves open.
Season high in made threes for South Carolina with 13. The previous high was in season opener against USC Upstate with 12. Johnson pulls up and rattles it in.
We talked about that mid-range is something that Meechie Johnson has added to his game. At that point, Akingbola did not want to help too much and think about BJ Mack, and because of that, Meechie was able to get him a three. Wow.
Bishop is heating up for GW.
He absolutely is. You got to quell that fire, and right now you were seeing GW try to throw a couple of defensive traps at South Carolina to get them out of that offensive rhythm that has established this lead thus far.
That's good. 9 in a row, 14 overall. Soft touch from Mack. Won't go down. Here's a dangerous Bishop. On the drive with the left hand. Davis comes up with it for South Carolina. Johnson connects.
The energy in this building right now is electric. Meechie Johnson knocking down a big three.
Electric player deserves an electric response from the crowd. 18 points for Meechie Johnson. South Carolina leads 73-54.
They go consistent clip, and they have not today. We got to give a little bit of energy and flowers to Lon Cooper for what he's been able to do on him. But with that being said, you can't stop an elite player.
Coach Parrish said he's just a really good scorer, but their main mission tonight will be to make him a high-volume guy and an inefficient guy. Bishop's just 5 for 14 from the field. Buchanan goes down. We're going to have a whistle that will go against the Gamecocks. Coach Parrish doesn't agree. It's on Zach Davis. There's the reaching on the arm.
Yeah, I think they're calling Zach Davis for the trip up. I think they let that play go on, especially as physical as this game has been. If the trip up doesn't happen, Buchanan doesn't fall the way he falls, this goes on.
Cooper stays with Bishop. Buchanan. Cooper will slow it down for the Gamecocks. Within 73 to 54, 6 minutes to go. Johnson can't finish off the glass.
Steady defense from Autry, too, just making Meechie Johnson have to take and make a tough two.
Autry runs out of room. Hutchinson. Akimbola.
Good defensive possession for South Carolina. Akingbola really creating contact to get the space he needed on Bozeman for dunk and finish over that left shoulder strong.
First bucket of the night for Babatunde Akingbola. Studi on the drive. And the finish.
And Miles Studi able to get low on his drive against a very good defender in Autry and finish at the basket.
11 points for Studi. Time out George Washington.
Solid defense. You see the entire Gamecock squad communicating, making sure that they are out there and getting their one-on-one situations and making sure that they are held accountable. But you see there, right there, Akingbola was still able to get himself just a tad bit of space to get that shot over the left shoulder. But that is something good that South Carolina can use in the film room and say, this is solid one-on-one defense, which is something that Coach Lamont Paris urges his players to do more of. The team defense is going to be there, but it's going to be all about making sure that your one-on-one assignments are taken personally.
A tough, disciplined defense for Lamont Paris. Aren't a lot of decisions to be made. Everyone knows their coverages. And to be disciplined, they're hard to score on. You're just not going to enjoy playing against them. You'll need more effort to score against this South Carolina team than you will in most games.
Yeah, they definitely continue to buy into Lamont Paris' defensive style of play, understanding what is needed and necessary to get those stops. You got to see a little bit of it against Notre Dame. They held 53 points, and because of that, they communicated, they talked, they made sure they had each other's backs, rotated when needed to, took control of defensive assignments. That led to high percentage basketball on the defensive end. And then that led to them getting offensive possessions and doing what they like to do on the offensive end of the floor.
Johnson, a contested three, he nails it.
Meechie Johnson made eye contact with Hutchinson and said, how dare you not get out here closer, sir. Right now, he is seeing the ball going to the rim at a high clip, and you have to make sure that you eat up all the space against him.
Meechie with the steal. Spin move. Gets it back to Davis, passes up the shot. Instead, it's Cooper from the corner.
Nothing you can do about that.
Back ties a school record. 16 made threes tonight. An 81-56 lead for the Gamecocks. And a response for Troy Autry. Timeout on the floor. 3:33 left to go.
Single doctor, help me get this right here.
All over George Washington, 81-59. Coach Paris doing a tremendous job in his second season with South Carolina. One of the most underrated coaches in America. He's had 17 20-win seasons as a head coach or an assistant coach. 9 NCAA tournament appearances. First appearance was as an assistant at Akron in 2009, then 7 straight tournament appearances as an assistant and then associate head coach at Wisconsin from 2011 to 17. And that 7-year run included 6 trips to the Sweet 16, 2 trips to the Final Four, and 1 NCAA championship game appearance back in 2016. And then he returned to the NCAA tournament as a head coach at Chattanooga in 2022. That's the experience John he brings to South Carolina, a winning pedigree. Some folks around the country don't know much about Tom Paris. They will soon.
Yeah, I think to the naysayers and doubters, this is what you are starting to see as he gets himself more acclimated, gets his type of players in. I know that everybody talks about trust the process. I want you to trust Lamont Paris's formula. He has a winning formula. He's done it every stop he has made, and it has led to winning basketball. And so with that being said, just sit back and enjoy the ride.
Chattanooga, of course, improved their RPI each season that he was there, which is something that no SEC team achieved during the same time frame. Making improvements already here at South Carolina in year 2. Murray Boyles in for South Carolina. His first appearance of the season. Johnson is feeling it for the Gamecocks.
E.T. Johnson is in his mode at this point.
School record 17 3-point makes for South Carolina tonight. 5 of them belong to Meechie Johnson, who has 24 points. Hutchinson connects for GW.
I am really enjoying watching Hutchinson play and how he is played. He doesn't seem sped up or overly charged from the defense being created from South Carolina, which has been good.
He's your top recruit, 3-star. Highest rated since J.R. Pinnock. Ubisoft runs out of room. Mack. Finds Murray Boyles, his first points of his South Carolina career.
Yeah, that's good to see Boyles in there, starting to contribute after coming back from tough illness. Showing his ability to be an impact player, even though it's only a couple of minutes left in this game. You want to get his feet wet so that when you do go on the road, you can start to implement him more and more in the offense.
Harvey with the bucket for GW. Murray Boyles. Now Johnson. Tough defense from the Reds. Hutchinson slices through. Substitutions for South Carolina. Eli Sparkman checks in, along with Stephen Clark. Sparkman, the sophomore guard from Cleveland, Tennessee.
Spark plug.
Meechie gets a nice hand. 53 points in the last 2 games. 29 against Notre Dame, 24 tonight. Superstar performances from Richie Johnson.
Yeah, not only Michie Johnson, DJ Mack. You've seen great play from Talon Cooper. Just been great balance offensively from this whole Gamecock program.
Murray Boyles looking for space. Instead, it's Ubisoft from the lane.
And Ubisoft, obviously in the back end of the minutes area, still just showing and proving why he needs to be on the floor.
18 threes for the Gamecocks tonight. And they'll still have a go against South Carolina. Murray Boyles picks up the foul. Keegan Harvey to the line, Richard Jr. This is the first of Newcastle, Australia. In 8 games last year before injury. Crowd on its feet. Chick-fil-A on the line here inside COA. Harvey spoils it.
He loves being the villain. Hey, you got to want to absorb that, especially when you're in environments like this. I like him. I mean, he's smiling. He's letting folks know it's not going to be me, sir.
His freshman season at college in Charleston. A 22-point lead for the Gamecocks. Clark. Sparkman. An open look.
I'll tell you right now, this place would have erupted if Eli Sparkman would have knocked down that 3 ball.
Third game of the season for Sparkman. Played 8 minutes against Upstate, 9 minutes against VMI. Had 2 points in each of those appearances. Runs down here. Great ovation from this crowd here at Colonial Life Arena. South Carolina knocks off George Washington 89-67.